Bernard. Now, finally for now, mysterious hole on a beach has caused a stir in North Dublin. A local astronomy enthusiast is hoping the crater in Portmarnock could be the aftermath of a cosmic event.
It's a huge, mysterious crater that looks out of this world. But is it? The unusual hole on Portmarnock Beach stopped local astrophysics enthusiast Dave Kennedy in his tracks yesterday, and he's certain the small but heavy rock inside it came from up above.
As you can tell by here, there's a scorch mark on this side here, so that would have been at the angle that it came down at. And it is weighty. I'm not sure if it's composition, but we're definitely going to have to find out.
The striking hole soon caught the attention of passers-by, many hoping that what they're witnessing is the aftermath of a once-in-a-lifetime cosmic event.
Shalom Israel first. I want to give all praise and glory honor to Yahweh, Bashmi outside, Bashmi Kakadash. That want to see Apostle God's great millstone, peace, citation, 130 of Israel. For this lesson, I want to title it The Wisdom of This World. Alright? And the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High, because you see what this, this nigga done dug a hole, he done dug a crater in the beach. Now these astrophysicists, all these fancy titles, all these smart people, quote unquote words, these high intellectual degree, having Edomites think they're onto something when, nigga, you were wrong. Alright? So if this nigga really is convinced that that little ass meteorite rock, that he got from a gift store or gift shop, did all that. Well, imagine what else he's lying about. Oh, the Earth is 13-something billion years old, which, like, how you know it's 13 billion? Why couldn't it be like 8 billion? Or this nigga's a liar, bro. All right, and let's get that it's in the Proverbs, or speaking lies. Psalms 58:3, it says the wicked, who are the wicked? Esau, Edom, pursuing Malachi 1:4. But it says the wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. All right, and that's all they do. That's all they've been doing since they came out the womb, is lying. Like, this nigga just always lying, But these people are so dumb and docile to believe that, this Edomite is just, that's why scriptures talk about, gross darkness to people, Let's read that, Isaiah 60:2. That's why they look at us like with two heads when, the light exposes this man's lies, because they've been, hold up, they've been so dumbed down with these lies, it's not even funny. All right, there's a saying, it says when a lie is told many times enough, it becomes the truth. All right, and since day one, this nigga's been lying about everything. All right, but right now he's being revealed. It says Isaiah 61, it says, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. All right, so gross darkness to people. All right, but the Lord, it says, but the Lord shall rise upon thee. Who's he rising upon? The elect. All right, with this light. It begins with this truth, to see through the lies. This is a light amongst darkness. All right, and that's why these people in the world, when they see bros, move in a fashion, they see the light of Yahweh Bashmi outside, illuminated. Let's get that scripture. It's in Ephesians. Southern lights. Oh, never mind. It's like Philippians. Philippians 2:15, it says that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. All right. So, just basically proving, what I said. And, Yahweh Shai said, let your light so shine upon men. Let's get that. I don't want to butcher it. Matthew 5:16, it says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." All right. So, just backing up what I was saying. But let me go to, I believe it's 1 Corinthians, the first chapter. There it is. Okay. 1 Corinthians 1 and 19. It says, "For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Hath not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world?" And that's what he did, we're considered the foolish, because scripture says in Ecclesiastes, folly is set in great dignity, but the rich sit in low place. All right. The rich are the elect because the elect have this truth. All right. The true riches. All right. But, Lord willing, we probably elect, we're on the bottom. We're looked at as foolish, going out on the highways and byways and proclaiming this word. People look at it like they're weird. Y'all, they scoff him up. But that's how it's supposed to be. The underdog, this is a major underdog story. It says, "For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High, pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe." All right. But that's not the one I wanted, but ultimately, this is part of the Lord's movie. All right. Is this? Hold up. I think it's the second chapter. Or did I just skip it? It's a lot. I think this is the one I wanted, but I think I just may have read too fast and skipped over it. But I'll read it again, Lord willing. So 1 Corinthians 3:19, it says, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High." So, Esau and his degrees, you got to go to school. You got to go to seminary school, as Elder Apostle Tahar calls it, cemetery school, which is funny because it's true. Because you go to that school, you deaf from the neck up. You think that you're on some type of level in which the Lord ain't dealing with that, and just because you got a piece of paper from Esau Edom, whom the Lord hates and whom the Bible condemns. All right. So what has thou to do to declare my statutes? As it says in Proverbs or Psalms. All right. Esau, bro, this man didn't lie to you, didn't change everything, but yet you can go to him, into thinking, yeah, I accomplished something, I'm this, that, and third. He gonna fucking lie to you, all right? He don't tell you you're an Israelite. He don't even teach that, He just say, oh, we're all spiritual Israelites, It's like, bro, this nigga's a liar, bro. It says, "For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness." Yeah, so I'll just stop it there. But let me go to Sirach 12. All right, don't gotta be long. Sirach 10. No, it's 12. All right, Sirach 12 and 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." All right. And you can't trust him, And, the video I played before, that's just, a little joke, But it just goes to show you that, like, what else are they lying about, If they didn't took it seriously to put it on the news and make a big story about it, and try to make it convincing, So the shit that Esau, his science and all that shit, bro, it's all folly, all right? Like, for example, we're at camp, last Saturday, the topic of how the moon and the sun, they revolve around the earth, All right, but yet this man thinks, we revolve around the sun and it deflects light. Like, bro, that shit is nah, bro. That ain't it. All right. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, stand up in thy place. Neither let him set at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. All right. So ultimately, just don't trust this nigga. All right. You can't. His history, it proves it. So Nahum 1. Or no, I think it's, Nahum 3 and 1. It says, woe to the bloody city. It's talking about ancient Nineveh, but it can apply today. It says, woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. And this man has done nothing but lied. All right. So like I was thinking about a video. I was thinking about what I'm about to title this video, but I think I'm gonna title it something along the lines of E can't be trusted or something like that. All right, which is self-explanatory. But yeah, this man, he's a liar. All right. What's that? Daniel. At 10. I think it's. He shall change the times. All right, Daniel 7 and 25. All right, it says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. All right, this man has lied about everything. He's changing the ordinances of everything. Because everything, there's a set ordinance for it, but he thinks with his quote unquote wisdom, because he's proud, that that ain't what it is. This is what it is. It says, and they shall be given into his hand until the time and times and dividing of time. All right, and we're literally at the end of his time, and he's being revealed, for who he truly is. All right, but let me get this last scripture. Some Timothy, right here. 1 Timothy 6 and 20. It says, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. Let's read this in NLT. 1 Timothy 6 and 20. It says, Timothy, guard what the Most High has entrusted you. Avoid godless, foolish discussions with those who oppose you with their so-called knowledge. All right? Because, this truth is let's get that. 1 Corinthians. That would. 2 Corinthians 10 and 4, it says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. All right. It says, casting down imaginations, every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahushua. We can get this in the NLT too. 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. It says, we use the Most High's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. All right. As you read in 1 Timothy 6 and 20, science falsely so-called. The so-called knowledge, the wisdom of this world, it's bullshit. All right. It says, we destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing the Most High. We capture the rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Yahushua. And let's look at that word strongholds. All right. Strongholds, it goes strong, castle, fortress, anything on which one relies, of the arguments and reasonings by which a dispute in devours to fortify his opinion and defend it against his opponent. All right, so they use the lies that Esau has been teaching them. This bullshit, aka going back to Isaiah 60:2. They're in gross darkness. All right, and through this truth, we're through the spirit and power, how about me outside, the Lord is revealing this devil for who he truly is. And it's showing this man to be, but just a man, but the basis of man. All right, he's a liar. All right, and he can't be trusted. All right. So hopefully, this was well said and edifying. Want to give all praise, glory, honor to Yahweh, Bashim, Al Shai, Bashim, Kakodash. Till next time, shalom.